Okay, so let's move on to another story. And this one is interesting because this is the first time we've heard any movement on this. And so, um, okay, I'm really curious to see what happens with this story. Adam McKay is one of those artists, is one of those directors that you know his work one way or the other, right? Um, whether it's from Don't Look Up, which was nominated for Best Picture, Anchorman, of course, everybody's favorite. Um, Vice, okay, or any one of these other films that is pictured here. It's one of those things where he's got a very The Big Short, one of my favorites, personal favorites. He has a very dark sense of humor, and he likes making comedies. I mean, Don't Look Up was a perfect example of that, right? So, according to um, the Hollywood Reporter, there is going to be a new project, okay, by Adam McKay with Adam McKay directing, and we are going to have a. This is going to be a huge, huge um, uh, select number of stars. Okay, you're going to have, and pictured here. This is the cast. You're going to have Robert Patterson, Amy Adams, Robert Downey Jr., who, by the way, is getting a lot of work. He just so anybody who watched the show yesterday, okay, knows that I just did a piece. They are remaking Vertigo. Yes, I'm talking about the Alfred Hitchcock Vertigo. Okay, Academy Award winner Forrest Whitaker and Daniel Detweiler from Till. So, um, and it is called Average Build, Average Height. So, after months of murmuring, the A-list ensemble project from The Big Short and Don't Look Up filmmaker Adam McKay has hit Hollywood. Titled Average Height, Average Build, the project is being described as a part serial killer thriller, part comedy, following a killer who uses political lobbyists to change laws in order to make it easier for him to kill, according to sources. Like all of McKay's recent work, the project will tackle larger social political ills, a la the 2008 crisis with The Big Short and the climate crisis in Don't Look Up, this time taking on crime and corruption. McKay wrote the script and would direct the feature that hits the inbox of studios' heads this week. Actors already attached to the project, as I said, pictured, are Amy Adams, Robert Patterson, Robert Downey Jr., Forrest Whitaker, and Daniel Detweiler. The script calls for many more characters to be filled in. The project has been with McKay for some time, with the filmmaker talking about working on a new script that would tackle, quote, big dirty money, end quote, during a Q&A at the 2022 Tribeca Film Festival. At the time, he described the project as a comedy. But despite the high wattage cast and McKay's enviable track record, the project is facing some headwinds in studios, with several already passed on it, while others are taking the time to crunch the numbers. Should it go to a streamer, the starry cast would require significant upfront buyout costs, which is why some has been reluctant to jump in. Insiders at other studios are noting that this is a particular challenge to release a dark political comedy in today's theatrical landscape. McKay has also noted this to studios that the project would appeal to both sides of the political spectrum, but not everyone feels that way. Apple, where McKay has a first look deal, has not jumped on the project. The fact that a package is the package that the winning behind the camera team, a filmmaker whose last movie got a Best Picture nomination, is populated on screen by award circuit regulars and superheroes alike, cannot stand immediately find a home, does not scream, quote, hot package, end quote, and is emblematic of the current state of Hollywood. There is a high degree of risk aversion, financial, thematic, or otherwise, with even the streamers willing to throw around the big money that they brandished 2 years ago to attract A-list talent. McKay is planning on a late summer shoot in Boston. The film does not yet have a studio on board to finance or distribute. The writer-director has already lined up key below-the-line talent, including cinematographer Todd Benzo, who worked on McKay's HBO series Winning Talent. McKay's Don't Look Up starred. So it goes in to talk about Don't Look Up. The actors so far are newcomers to the McKay School of Big Issue Comedy, save for Adams. She and McKay previously worked on McKay's Dick Cheney's movie Vice. Patterson last started. So basically, it was giving the project of all the last, all the stars you see. Here's the thing, okay? A couple of things I have to say. Number one, the cast is huge, okay? The cast is huge, and I trust Adam McKay. I like Vice. I loved Vice, okay? I also loved The Big Short. Don't Look Up was okay. Not the greatest thing in the world, but it was okay. That being said, I think that when you have a director that likes doing dark comedies, and this is definitely a dark comedy, okay, you got to wonder if A, anybody picks this up, and B, if they do, who actually would. Especially with streamers. So Apple anybody who's familiar with the piece yesterday, okay, Apple and Amazon are going to be spending $1 billion each on feature films next year. $1 billion. So it's going to be very interesting to see how how it translates. That being said, I think that Don't Look Up people forget Don't Look Up got a Best Picture nomination. Now, while it didn't win, okay, it definitely got a Best Picture nomination. I liked it. It wasn't his greatest, but I liked it. I think that it depends on a couple of things. Number one, okay, I think it depends on we already know the plot of the movie. It depends on the schedule when it comes out, okay, and it depends on how much the stars are asking for. Because Robert Downey Jr., let's face it, he's done 2 films in the last 3 years. His last film was Doolittle, but it was a disaster, okay? The other thing, too, is it's one of those things where he's going to want a lot of money, okay? Amy Adams is a 7 or 8 time Academy Award nominee. She's going to want a lot of money. You know, Daniel Detweiler was just in that movie Till. Okay, she should have been nominated for Academy Award. She wasn't. Yeah. All of that being said, it's going to be interesting to see who picks. It will probably be a streamer. I wouldn't be shocked if Netflix swoops in. I wouldn't be shocked. Because if Apple hasn't done it yet and Amazon hasn't done it yet, okay, the only other big power player is Netflix. So, and if they're going to throw around money like that, and they're going to have stars like that on there, don't be shocked for Netflix to come in. It's an interesting concept. I got to be honest with you. It's an interesting concept. That being said, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about Adam McKay's record? Which films of Adam McKay's did you like? Do you like Anchorman? Do you like Vice? The Big Short? Let me know down in the comments. Also, let me know if you'd be interested in seeing this kind of movie.